Borneo is a massive island that belongs to Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia. It is totally stuffed full of rainforests, wildlife, and super amazing species. But what if I told you that it is also home to some of the world's most bizarre creatures and plants? From unearthly frogs to rare orchids, join us as we take a look at 15 strangest things recently discovered in the jungles of Borneo. Number 15. Borneo Earless Monitor. Monitor lizards are massive reptiles found in all sorts of habitats across Africa, Asia, and Oceania. The most famous of them all is the Komodo dragon, obviously. They're huge, with some tipping the scales at over 300 pounds. And when you realize they can devour 80% of their body weight in one sitting, their intimidating size starts to make sense. Also, Komodo dragons are absolute maniacs. They're among the most cold-blooded killers in the animal world. But they're not the only impressive monitors around. Deep in Borneo's forests lurks a bizarre, ancient species, the Borneo Earless Monitor. Unlike anything else alive today, this reptile shares a lineage with dinosaurs, dating back to the Cretaceous period, around 145 to 66 million years ago. These semi-aquatic creatures have no visible ears but can still hear, and their brown, armor-like skin and piercing blue eyes make them look downright prehistoric. Sadly, they're endangered, mostly thanks to, you guessed it, human destruction of their natural habitat. Number 14. The Penan Tribe. The Penan Tribe is a people who are native to the rainforests of Borneo. The tribe is one of the last surviving nomadic hunter-gatherer societies in Southeast Asia, and they've lived in balance with their environment for generations. These people follow a semi-nomadic lifestyle shaped by the seasons. They move with the natural rhythms of the rainforest and possess deep knowledge of the land. They only take what they need and deeply honor the forest for its ability to provide and protect them, generation after generation. Their homes, called barrows, are basic shelters made from palm leaves and bamboo, easy to build, easy to dismantle, and ideal for a constantly mobile way of life. Despite the pressure of modernization, many Penans still hold on to their traditions, though some have slowly transitioned into permanent settlements. This is mostly due to external influences and government policies that have failed to protect their way of life. But we say just one thing about them. They live with nature, not modify it like we do, and it's a big thing. Number 13. The Mulu Flying Frog. Found more than 1,000 meters up in Sarawak's Gunung Mulu National Park, the Mulu Flying Frog is an odd creature. Just look at it. Its habitat is limited to the Tapan Valley, where it hangs out near small forest streams. Commonly called the flying frog, this species is pretty small. The male barely reaches a tiny 3.5 centimeters in length. What makes this mini amphibian special is its incredible ability to change color. During the day, it wears a dull brown skin tone, but at night, it transforms into a bright green glow-up. Even its eyes change color, which is honestly amazing. The Mulu flying frog belongs to a bizarre little group of amphibians known for their gliding skills. It can glide because of its oversized, fully webbed feet and the skin flaps that stretch from its limbs, giving it aerodynamic lift. Borneo is home to at least 3 other species of flying frogs. Number 12. Chan's megastick. This is an enormous species of stick insect mainly found in the dense rainforests of Borneo. It was discovered relatively recently in 2008. Naturally, because it's so unusually large, people have been a lot more curious about this particular insect than they usually are about others. Chan's megastick is considered one of the longest insects in the world. Females can grow up to 12.6 inches in length, including their long, extended legs. Males, while still impressively sized, are generally a bit shorter. Like other stick insects, Chan's megastick closely resembles a twig or thin branch, which allows it to camouflage almost perfectly within the rainforest canopy. This disguise serves as an effective defense against predators, as the insect remains nearly invisible while feeding on leaves and vegetation. It's a sneaky, oversized creature that blends in effortlessly with its surroundings. We mean, you probably wouldn't even notice one unless it moved, and even then, you'd second-guess yourself. That's how good it is at staying hidden. Number 11. The world's tallest tropical tree. Back in 2016, a fascinating kind of story surfaced about a discovery in Sabah, on the island of Borneo. Now, honestly, if you're into trees, and really who isn't, this was the most exciting thing you'd heard for about 10 seconds that year. They had found a yellow Meranti tree that stood roughly 294 feet tall, claiming the title of the world's tallest tropical tree. It's a thrill. For a minute. However, that record didn't hold for long. Gregory Asner, a guy from Stanford University's Carnegie Institution for Science, announced the Heart of Borneo conference that he'd found something even bigger. Not just one tree, 50 taller tropical trees. Either someone wasn't looking hard enough the first time, or they used a broken tape measure. Who knows? The tallest in Asner's discovery stood at a ridiculous 309 feet, with a canopy stretching 132 feet wide. He saw it during an aerial expedition and called the moment deeply impactful. Well, it is very tall. Number 10. New species of orchid. It's just non-stop excitement here today at the top 5, now isn't it? We've had towering trees, bizarre stick insects, and now, for your viewing pleasure, a brand new species of orchid. It may resemble every other orchid at first glance, but it's distinct, and therefore absolutely thrilling. Borneo turns out to be an orchid paradise, boasting around 3,000 species, far more than anywhere else on the planet. In recent years, focused conservation efforts have led to the discovery of 37 new orchid species in Borneo's interior. That accounts for most of the 51 new orchids found across the island since 2007. This Heart of Borneo region is a wildly dense wonderland of nature's best-kept secrets. One of the new species comes from an equally unpronounceable location on Malaysia's second highest peak, standing tall at 2,642 meters. Known for its diverse flora and fauna, this area clearly harbors even more hidden treasures. Number 9. New species of carnivorous plant. According to Darwin, millions of years ago, a bunch of plants underwent strange evolutionary changes, ending up with the ability to eat meat. Well, it sounds intense, but that's exactly what carnivorous plants do. They eat meat. Venus flytraps are famous for munching on insects, but other meat-loving plants have even weirder appetites. This newly discovered species is a type of pitcher plant, and it's done something unusual. It's evolved to produce underground traps, in addition to its regular above-ground ones. They're called pitcher plants because of their shape, which sort of resembles a jug or flask. These odd plants usually grow in soils that are badly lacking nutrients, so they've developed sneaky mechanisms to survive. They coax, trap, and digest insects, and sometimes other small prey, to get the phosphorus and nitrogen they need. This new species is a perfect example of that gritty survival instinct. When the ground gives nothing, the plant figures out a way to fight back, with a pit full of digestive doom. Number 8. Hybrid mystery monkey. Back in 2017, a so-called mystery monkey was first spotted as a baby. Then, in 2022, a monkey, possibly the very same one, now all grown, appeared again and continued to confuse the science folks who supposedly knew every regular monkey out there. It's been dubbed a hybrid mystery monkey and has been seen in the forests of Borneo. But given how many previously ignored species we've already seen recently, it's totally possible there are hundreds of these monkeys hiding in plain sight, and nobody noticed. Researchers have been poring over images of this unusual monkey, trying to figure out what kind of hybrid creature it might be. The leading theory? It's a cross between a proboscis monkey and a silvery langur. These two species share the same forest, but are only distantly related and physically very different. Monkeys don't usually interbreed, especially not successfully. So what's going on here? Honestly, your guess is as good as anyone's. Number 7. A new species of slug. Among the endless invertebrates of Borneo, slugs are quite rare, and discovering a new one is even rarer. I know that's probably kept you up at night, so you'll be delighted to hear that several newly identified, highly endemic slug species have been found in Borneo's high-altitude forests, especially in Sabah. One such squishy find, whose name is practically unpronounceable, was discovered on a mountain nearly 1,900 meters high. Measuring just 4 centimeters, it has an unusually long tail, 3 times the length of its head, which wraps around its body when it rests. It's oddly adorable, albeit a bit gooey. Even more intriguing are its unique courtship rituals, which involve firing love darts made of calcium carbonate. These harpoon-like tools inject hormones into a potential mate, increasing the odds of successful reproduction. Sounds a little dramatic for a slug, but who's judging? Slugs are slugs, and in Borneo's forests, even the slimy residents bring surprises. Number 6. Bornean clouded leopard. Clouded leopards are among the most elusive and mysterious big cats in the world. Native to the forests of Southeast Asia, they're phenomenal climbers and possess an almost exaggerated set of elongated canines. Despite internet legends, they're no closer to saber-toothed cats than any other feline, but they're still undeniably awesome. In 2007, the Bornean clouded leopard was officially named a new species. These majestic, secretive cats inhabit the thick jungles of Borneo and Sumatra. Genetic analysis confirmed they're so genetically distinct from mainland clouded leopards that they're about as closely related as lions are to panthers. That's a big evolutionary gap. On the island, they prey on monkeys, deer, wild pigs, and lizards, playing a vital role in keeping Borneo's rainforest ecosystem in check. But due to their shy nature, much about them remains unknown. And it's best. We mean, if humans spot it, then you know the result. Number 5. Bornean flat-headed frog. In 2008, scientists made a fascinating discovery about the Bornean flat-headed frog. While it's not a new species, what they confirmed is wild. This 7-centimeter-long frog is the world's first known lungless frog. Instead of lungs, it breathes entirely through its skin. This adaptation not only gives the frog its distinct flat look, but also frees up internal space for other organs where lungs would normally be in those far less interesting lung-equipped frogs. Its flattened body serves another clever purpose, navigating the rapid, shallow streams of Borneo's rainforest with more ease. The broader surface area boosts oxygen absorption, making it surprisingly efficient. Although originally discovered in 1978, the species is now listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List. It only exists in 2 locations within a central river basin, both seriously threatened by mining pollution. If we do nothing to protect them, we'll only see them in books or museums. Number 4. The spectacled flower pecker. In 2010, another unexpectedly delightful discovery happened deep in the Danam Valley Conservation Area of Sabah, in Borneo's heart. A group of researchers came across a bird no one had seen before, the spectacled flower pecker. And honestly, the bird seemed just as shocked to see them. While crossing a 250-meter-long rainforest canopy walkway, scientists spotted the small bird. It had soft gray feathers, white arcs above and below its eyes, and a wide white stripe stretching from its throat to its belly. Fluffy white patches along its chest added to its quirky charm. But it was those signature eye rings that gave it its name. Scientists were perplexed. Despite decades of study since 1986, this bird had somehow stayed completely hidden. Experts, likely with a bit of humility, now believe the bird is a canopy specialist, thriving in treetop heights rich with fruit. Maybe it was never missing, just perfectly content staying out of sight. Number 3. New species of Lordomyrma. Here's one for the insect fans. This is actually a type of ant. I know, thrilling stuff. Since the launch of the Heart of Borneo Conservation Plan, scientists have uncovered a swarm of new invertebrate species, adding a major boost to the region's biodiversity. We're talking net-winged beetles, aquatic bugs, wasps, flies, and yes, ants. In fact, 29 new species have been identified so far. One standout is the reddish-brown ant Lordomyrma reticulata, discovered in the leaf litter of Sabah's lowland rainforests. Why is it exciting? Because this discovery expanded the known habitat of the Lordomyrma genus to include Southeast Asia. That's a big deal for researchers mapping ecosystem links across the region. Each new species helps piece together how these habitats connect and evolve. And all of this insight came from one very tiny, very determined little ant, just minding its own business in the undergrowth while changing science forever. Number 2. The oldest figurative painting. Now hold on to your seats. What if I told you that beneath the dense jungles of Borneo lies a hidden masterpiece more than 40,000 years old? Deep within the limestone caves of East Kalimantan, Indonesia, a remarkable discovery was made in 2018. Researchers uncovered a depiction of a wild, cattle-like creature, believed to be a Bornean banteng, on the walls of Lubang Jeriji Saleh Cave. Created with red ochre pigments, this image is now considered the oldest known figurative cave painting on the planet. Its significance reaches beyond its age. It challenges long-held beliefs about the origins of figurative art, proving that early humans in Southeast Asia were crafting symbolic imagery alongside their European counterparts. Dating was done using uranium series analysis of calcium carbonate layers covering the art, placing it at over 40,000 years old, possibly closer to 50,000. The cave also features hand stencils and other motifs, offering a deeper look into early human cognition and creative expression. Number 1. Bronzeback snake. In 2007, the bronzeback snake was discovered in Borneo. This striking reptile has a unique look, usually growing to about 1.5 meters. It stands out with a vivid neck coloration that shifts from bright orange to a shimmering mix of blue, green, and brown. To top it off, the head sports a deep bronze tone, typical of bronzeback species, with a sharp dark stripe running from the snout to the neck. Very dramatic. These snakes are instantly recognizable, especially when you annoy them. When threatened, they flare their nape, boldly showing off that fiery orange coloring like a warning sign. And honestly, if you've got sense, you won't go around poking them. Their temper and painful bite make it very clear they're best observed from a safe distance. They live in lowland and upland rainforest trees, hunting frogs and lizards. Well, they're pretty to look at, but definitely not for cuddles. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon in the next